I thought Genshin was a stupid game when it first came out. I really thought, oh, they took Breath of the Wild elements. What the hell is this confusing stuff in the menu? What are wishes? What is gacha? Is this loot boxes from the Overwatch days? What is pulling, etc, etc, etc. I can even admit that I was hesitant when I started seeing comments on my YouTube videos, cover La Senora, cover La Senora. I literally had no clue what Genshin Impact even really was besides like the 1 hour I had played when the game first came out. Until, of course, everything changed. It was in this moment I realized I f***ed up. Yeah. It's been a year since that reaction video to La Senora, and subsequently, I've broken down the music of Tartaglia, Raiden Shogun, had cast members come on the channel, more to come by the way, lots more. I've become a cast member. Hi, I'm Dvorak, a musician from Fontaine. I've covered character demos, and continue to live stream the game on this very channel. But do you know what really keeps me here? Playing this? Why I've fallen madly in love with this game? Yellen. No. The music. Okay. You see, when you spend a decade in the classical music world, sure, you can enjoy other music. And I do. Look at the channel. Tons of different varieties of games and music. But what really happens is you seek out music that reminds you of what you know in your bones. And this music, my friends, this is the evolution of classical music. This is neo-classical music. I have to call it that because Igor Stravinsky stole neoclassical from me when he decided to start writing in a neoclassical style akin to Mozart, but modern. This is Mozart and Beethoven in the 2020s. More than that, because they deserve more than being compared to the old greats. This is Yu Peng Chen and the Hoyo Mix team. This is good. No, it's not just good. This is important. This is shaping the ears of millions. Sometimes I can admit that I get tired of hearing synthesized music made on a computer. It's not that it's bad, it's just very obvious to me sometimes. Aside from the computers, it lacks a certain human touch that only human musicians can create. Meanwhile, that is Genshin. The human touch is everywhere. I was listening to Happy Journey from The Wind and the Star Traveler. The joyous, bubbly, bouncing energy of the pizzicato strings. The forward propulsion of the strings in Celestinum Finale Termini. The woodwinds that also represent Mondstadt, highlighting the pain in us having to fight our friend, Venti's companion. The typewriter, the vocalism, the way the singers represent Venti's agony, the breathlessness of their closed oo vowels as they ascend the stratosphere in harmony. Or gosh, Symphony of the Boreal Wind, the feeling of being in a snowstorm as we square off and prove our worth against Andreas. That cascading piano in its upper range, signifying sadness, isolation, determination, and the snow falling. The full choir that joins in during this modern piano concerto. It's still one of my favorite pieces from the game. The more I hear this music, the more my soul sings out in joy. It makes me feel like the decade I spent trying to galvanize support for the arts, singing for thousands and going to schools to perform Carmen at 8 a.m. was maybe worth something. Because while maybe we impacted them in a small way, they go home and maybe got to playing Genshin Impact. Of course, the game wasn't out then, but if the game was out, they could go home and play Genshin Impact and think, wow, that sounds like what I heard today at school. Genshin Impact feels like it's advocating for the arts, for classical music, personally, and it's a beautiful thing. But beyond what I know, it's what I don't know that has made me fall in love with the game. For instance, the Arhu? What? I didn't really know what that was before stepping foot into Liyue. Seeing those cliffs, I'll never forget it. Okay, sounds trite, but I mean it. Mondstadt with its rolling green hills and cliff sides did not prepare me for what I saw as I crossed over on accident one night on a stream, lost to time, and saw Liyue for the first time with my own eyes. Vastness, huge mountaintops, the Arhu playing a sweet melody during Legends Swept Away. You get a sense of age, like you stepped into something profound. But of course, the music doesn't stop there. Songs like Another Hopeful Tomorrow lift my weary soul on bad days. The way the piano ascends, full of hope, possibility. Much in the same way, this little light of mine gives me the feeling of love and peace. There's an element here that reminds me of those very performances I used to give for educational purposes. This soundtrack has helped me learn, whether it's ancient Chinese during Rage Beneath the Mountains and the astounding Arhu solo, or the absolute and unabashed pride of the Damsel of Divine Devastation. There is something all of us can learn or more deeply come to appreciate within music here, especially from other cultures. Now, before I get to Inazuma and talk a little bit about some of my favorite tracks from there, I have to say Sumeru is not a region that I have spent a lot of time in at the time of filming this video. I do hope you'll look forward to a video where I get to talk about Sumeru or check out a live stream. To do that, you should like and subscribe, of course. The reason why I say that is because it wouldn't be fair to talk about it having spent no time there. But the point remains that Genshin isn't afraid to lean into folk components of what makes real-world areas beautiful and human. In fact, that opens up a whole separate discussion about how important folk music is en masse throughout the world. What I can say is Sumeru slaps. I can't wait to spend hours upon hours in Sumeru, and eventually meet Chandra, played by me. Anyway, but how about that Fibonacci technique, huh? Math and music. It's a thing. Inazuma. How I have fallen in love with you. Personally, the islands of Thunder and Eternity are where my favorite music lives. But not only that, those beautiful sakura trees, the aesthetic, the staggering and terrifying beauty of the Seirai Island, and Kanomiya, Waratsumi, Sangonomiya, all of it, the Raiden Shogun, the elegant dance with Eternity we experience while fighting her, experiencing her story quests, the pain of Inazuma's people that isn't infantilized. I love it. Music that stands out to me, of course, is Inazuma. Hearing the sound of rolling thunder and music will never tire. Hanachi Surato, the sound of melancholy, loss, growth, change. It fills me with a feeling of profound reflection. The hope that blooms despite sadness and forgotten epic. In some ways, Inazuma leaves me a bit speechless. I've learned so much about instruments from Japan thanks to Genshin. Koto, shakuhachi, shamisen. I didn't know what these things were before playing this game. I mean, I had an idea about the soundscape, but I never could identify and name the instruments. And it makes me excited for the future, because who knows where we'll go from here? Next up is Fontaine. And the rumor mill is circling about what that could bring. Belle Epoque, France? We're going somewhere interesting. Accordion? Cabaret, anyone? French Mélodie, Le Ballet, Charles Baudelaire, Le Fleur du Mal? Ooh la la! Who knows what will happen? Perhaps, though, it could very well be a combo of other European cities and countries. After all, Dvorak isn't a very French name. I guess we'll see what kind of music we have in store for that. What about Genshin made you fall in love with it? Or if you've never played it, does a video like this entice you? If it isn't obvious by now, my initial impressions were totally wrong about Genshin. I have to say I have fallen truly in love with the game, even though parts of it can be precarious and problematic.
I've got nothing left!
In the end, the music has given me hope. I really do believe that this game is the evolution of classical music. This music really makes me proud to be a musician. Anyway, I gotta go farm some artifacts for that C6 Yelan I pulled the other day. Check out all of my other videos here, including tons of Genshin Impact content. Bye.